Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about demonstrating biblical qualities in a marriage. I'm going to start today with the husband's role in a marriage. First, I'm going to look at Ephesians 5, and that's verses 22 through 33. Wives, be subject to your own husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ also is the head of the church, he himself being the Savior of the body. But as the church is subject to Christ, so also the wives ought to be to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he might sanctify her, having cleansed her by the washing of the water with word, that he might present to himself the church in all her glory, having no spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy and blameless. So husbands also ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his own wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as Christ also does the church, because we are members of his body. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This mystery is great, but I am speaking with reference to Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let every individual among you also love his own wife, even as himself, and let the wife see to it that she respects her husband. Okay, so there's several things we see in here that husbands are responsible for. First is sacrificial love. So that would be verses 25 and 28. You're to love your wife sacrificially. So when I get husbands in my office who are saying, what about me? What about me? Yes, I care about you, and yes, I want to help you heal your heart. But first of all, you're supposed to be sacrificing yourself to find how to love your wife. So keep that in mind. Cleanse her with the washing of the word. This is verse 26 to 27. How are you going to cleanse her with the washing of the word if you don't know the word and how it cleanses and washes? So you have a responsibility there. You're supposed to love your wife more than you love yourself, and that's verse 28. Nourish her and build her up and give her strength, and that's in verse 29. So don't be putting her down. Don't be demanding that she take care of you first. You are supposed to love her more than yourself and build her up and nourish her. Also cherish her. This would be loving and caring for her tenderly, and that's in verse 29. So men, in this section of Ephesians 5:22 to 23, when you look at it, please skip over wives submit to your husband and let God deal with your wife in that, and look at these other verses and see how exactly am I supposed to love and care for my wife. I'm Dr. Pauline Dillard, and this has been A Marriage Moment.